So I had a customer do their own brakes, which I encourage. I think that's awesome. But it was kind of a grinding noise. And I could tell it sounded like full metal to metal contact to me. So I pulled off the wheel and checked out the pads. And the pads look like they're installed correctly. I once had a coworker at one of the places where I worked. He was a tire buster. And he wanted to change brakes. He wanted more money. It's all that he was concerned about. He didn't care about being proficient. He already knew everything in his own mind. So he went to put brake pads on, and the boss made me go check his work. And this is a guy that was punking me constantly. I mean, seriously, eventually I was fit to beat the crap out of him. He's just one of the most annoying, irritating, irresponsible people that I've ever met. And he got cut moving brake rotors. I don't know how you get cut on brake rotors, but he did. Workers' comp claim. Got a big old stitch on his arm. We called him Stitch ever after, and he, oddly enough, liked that name. He thought it was cool to be Stitch. That's kind of the man that he was. But anyway, he went to put the brake pads on once, and that turkey, he put the pads in backwards. So full metal contact. I looked at it, put glue all over the back side of the braking surface, and it was all I could do to not invite everybody over to see. But it's just like, you know, I let it slide or whatever, but, you know, it's kind of the same thing that happened here. When you pull off the wheel and you see this much glitter, you know that this is just beautiful. So I looked at the outside pad, and the outside pad's good. I go to look at the inside pad. The inside pad's not so good. You can see in the center of the frame's a rotor. You can see the little slot for channeling water is actually touching the piston. So it's grinding on the back side of the pad. And when I see all of this disc brake quiet here, I know that he's used it on the inside too. So, oh boy. We'll pull that off and see if we can clean it up. He's still got a lot of thickness. I've mic'd it, and you can machine this rotor still. But yeah, you can imagine how that sounds. You got that metal to metal sound for sure. So let's go ahead and make it right. Okay, so here we are, and you see that these pads are facing the same direction. This was stuck to the caliper piston. It's a little too much of that disc brake quiet, so when you go to pull this off, go ahead and pull. I haven't pulled it yet, but I know what it's going to look like. I'll show you. It's just all smeared. You can still use the brake pad. There's still enough backing material, but you'll want to glue this onto it and then put some more anti-seize on here. What I'll do is I'll take it back to the wire wheel and just buzz all of this crap off of there. So it's going to be pretty good. As far as what the rotor looks like, you can see it's pretty buffed up. It's pretty shined. I'm going to pull it off and machine it and get it flat. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. The tap-tap-a-roo. I'm going to glue this up. Put that in there. And then we're going to glue where the piston's going to go, which is right here. Big old piston spot. Flip it around, stick it back in there. Just like this. I cleaned off the piston too. Oh man, I had two hands. I'm telling you what, I gotta come up with a camera bipod. I just never think to do that when I have the time. I go play. So anyway, check pins, make sure they're lubed. These are good. So then I take this, set it back over. Na, 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 na. I'm going to have to expand that piston a little bit. So you get the idea, flip it back around, make it right. I've got the rotor all machined out and it's good to go. Problem solved.